Hi, I'm Kimberly with Beauty by Zone, and today I'm going to show you how to conceal and blend and cover your brown spots, your age spots, your sunspots, your acneic spots with some excellent pro techniques. I am sure you have the products already at home, and it truly is about knowing how to use the products with the right techniques to make you look your best, help conceal those spots, and have you go on with your day with flawless, beautiful skin. All right, let's get started. Hi there. Okay, we are going to get started. I've had a lot of viewers ask me how to tackle and cover hyperpigmentation or acneic spots without having our skin look extra covered or heavy. So I know that some of my spots may be hard for you to see on your computer screen or on your iPhone, but I have hyperpigmentation through here. I have 1, 2 little acneic spots and some hyperpigmentation down here under my neck. So the technique I'm going to show you, I promise will work. My before and after, you may not be able to see it amazingly, but I want you to know that this is the technique I have used throughout my entire beauty career on all skin tones, and I want to show you how to do it. So the first step is to find that spot. Now with hyperpigmentation, a lot of times it's brown spots or with a mix of white. So the melasma in our skin has decreased and we get no pigment, and then some spots will be extra brown, extra dark, and we want to cover that area. So what you want to do is, in fact, don't go for your foundation. I want you to go for what you would use under your eyes, your under eye concealer, or any type of cream-based foundation. So at Bobbi Brown, for example, they have these stick foundations. I am going to choose a shade. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to choose a shade that is the same tone as my skin. We're not going for a little lighter, we're not going for darker. What we're going to do is we're going to choose the color. So at Bobbi Brown, I'm a warm natural. And what I'm going to do, it's called cross hatching. So I want you to watch the technique. What we're going to do is we're going to apply foundation with the fall of the skin. So our skin naturally, as we get older, think of gravity, what happens? It goes down. So I want you to apply your foundation with how your skin would fall. Then what I want you to do is and you notice I'm using a brush, so this won't work as well if you use your fingers. Then what I want you to do is go against the skin. So I'm gonna come up against the skin, and then I'm going to go over. So I'm creating almost like a cross, right? Like down, up. So if it's a smaller area that I want to cover up, I can take, for instance, on this little pimple here, I can go down and then I can brush the product up. Now, if you'll notice, what I'm not doing is only that little spot on my skin. I'm in fact taking the coverage around the whole area, not only on the spot, but the whole area around the skin. So even here, if I look on the corner, I'm going with the way my skin would, fall with gravity, and then I'm coming back up against the skin. So this is called cross hatching. And again, I'm not just covering that little area, I'm in fact covering that area plus the skin around my troubled spot. So now what we want to do, when I take a look, I've got another spot here right on the apple of my cheek. So I'm going to go with the skin as it would fall as I get older and older. And then I'm going to come up against the skin as well, and it's called cross hatching. Okay? So now I'm keep seeing little spots, so I keep tapping on a little more. Now what we're going to do is we want to tap or blend the product in. So you can use, for instance, a beauty blender. If you have very dry skin, only if you have very dry skin can you use these. I tend to have warmer skin that heats up. I get a little shinier throughout the day, so I know I need to use my beauty blender or a brush. So this brush is actually almost like a little mini beauty blender. And what I'm going to do is when you're stamping out or blending your coverage, do not go directly onto the spot first. What I want you to do is tap around the area. So pressing and stamping, and then gently go over where the most troubled skin pigmentation is. Okay, so let me show you again. Here on this area where I have hyperpigmentation, I'm gonna stamp, and again, you can do this motion with your beauty blender, you could do this with your fingers, but I'm going around the area first, and then gently onto the most troubled skin that's in the center of the patch that I've covered. What this is doing is it's creating almost a smoother transition. Think of it almost, I think of it as an island. So where I've got the highest or most pigmented coverage is at the center, and then the gradation of coverage thins out and goes, you know, into the beach, into the ocean. That's how I want you to think about it. So that again, you're getting this really smooth transition of coverage. It's not just this blob of coverage covering that one area, because if you do that, ultimately, you know what? That blob of coverage, everyone's gonna look at it. So here again, I have that spot under my eye, or on my cheek. I'm gonna stamp the coverage around the spot, and then maybe a little gently, and then there, I didn't even have to actually blend the coverage. So you can see now I've got this smooth patch, and then I can set it with a little bit of powder. I've got this patch here on top of, on my forehead. If you notice too, the foundation may be a little warmer. So I've tried to match it to the exact color of my skin. But if your foundation, when you're trying to cover up, is a little bit warmer, a little bit darker, that's actually okay. If anything, I don't want your foundation that you're using for coverage to be lighter, okay? That's not gonna help with the coloration and helping to color correct. So I'm going to use, it's a Bobbi Brown product. It's called Nude Finish Illuminating Powder. I'm using it in a color called Nude. I do like using a powder to, again, set not just the spot I'm covering, but I'm covering and setting powder around that whole area. So I'm gonna, again, set powder around the edge of where I've done coverage, and then gently stamping the powder over the area. So if you notice that motion, I'm not sweeping, I'm stamping the color gently over, around the area, and gently on top of where is that most hyperpigmented. So now I can just even out a little bit my blush. You can see blush on this side, no blush on that side. And I've got that flawless coverage. You can't tell where there's those big concern spots on this cheek versus that cheek. I hope you found these techniques helpful. Try the concealers and foundations you have at home. Make sure you've got that brush or sponge. I bet you your products will work. So much of it is about you learning these pro techniques to make all those products you have at home work its best to make you look your best. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe below if you haven't already. Have a great day. Bye.